This is Bowser, and there's no reason that Bowser can't catch a Frisbee. Look at him. He looks like a Muppet. All Muppets can catch Frisbee. The problem is that he's shy of the Frisbee. This is Bowser, and Bowser's problem is that he shies away from the Frisbee. He sees it as a solid object. Like when it's coming down, he has to get over this so that he can catch it. There's no reason physically that he can't catch it, and he can do a retrieve, and he will retrieve it. So this is just an irrational fear. So he sees this floating or whatever in his peripheral. He sees it as a solid object coming at him. I'll show you an example of this. Like a normal dog a normal dog. He's normal. A normal dog, meaning a dog that can do Frisbee and knows Frisbee. If you have them at sit and you just chuck it at them, they'll catch it. They'll just catch it. Here, come here. Here, heel, sit. See? So I'm trying to get him unshy of the Frisbee. I needed to knock into him. And to do that, I'm using a tease pole. So I'm increasing drive, and I'm also making sure that the Frisbee at times, like when he's real excited and isn't going to notice it, it's bumping into his head. So I'm using the tease pole to increase drive and get him desensitized to this idea that the Frisbee's going to hurt him. This is an earlier session. And when you first start trying to do this, the dog doesn't really know what's going on, but this is a very playful dog. And they start picking up on it. It's that prey drive that you're working with. They want to chase. They want to chase things, so they'll chase the moving object. And I'm encouraging this with what I'm saying, like get it, stuff like that. He was really flipped out, so there's already been a vast improvement with it just like bumping into him. Like the first and second session, he was still sort of flipped out. And the next session coming up, you'll see that he's really starting to get it, and he actually jumps up and catches it in the air. So I do a multitude of things like this. Like you see, I let it drop, and then when he's about to get it, I pull it away. So sometimes I'll just spin in a circle with it in the air, and let it him try and get it, and because it's on a string, he can't really get a hold of it, but it keeps flopping into his face. You don't worry about what the dog likes or dislikes. You teach the dog what it should like. See how it just bumped into his face? It's not bothering him anymore. He's totally different. Some sessions of this, and he's starting to see that and also I showed him Billy the Hedgehog doing it, and Brewster. So he's picking up on it, that it is something that we'll play a game with. And you just have to be consistent with this kind of stuff. Like if you want to get your dog not to be shy with something like this, and you're going to try and use a weave pull. See how he's jumping up for it? I got him to jump up for it. You can't just do it once. The first and second session, they might not go good at all. That doesn't mean that, see how he's going for it now? It's what I want. It's what I want. I want him to be like this. I want him to have more drive for it, so he's not worried about it as an object hurting him. And the more it bounces off of him, the more he's going to start to understand this. It's one of those things that if your dog is fearful of anything, you do whatever you can do to get the dog unfearful of the object, and very little of that is about consoling the dog. If your dog is afraid of anything and you console it, you're just going to make it a mess. You're going to make it worse. You're going to really ingrain whatever it is that it's acting fearful of. And I don't even like to use the term fear. It's just put it under the heading of excitement, like the excited mind of the dog. But in this case, it does sort of make sense, because he sees it as an object that's like a log coming at him, but now he doesn't. Now you can see he's clearly got it, that this is not anything that's going to hurt him. And see it even hit him on the side, and it's just yeah, whatever. You have to work the dog through it. You have to work the dog through all these points of excitement. You push the dog past these points, and then it makes your dog stable. If I worried about what every dog that came here was worried about, none of the dogs would learn anything. I never worry about body language at first. I say this, man. I teach dogs hold, and I just sent him to hold it, to like pick it up, to get him, try and get him interested again, because he's losing interest. He's out there in the snow. He loves snow. This is a dog that's like sort of impervious to the snow. He'd stay out there and fuck around with me for, just an hour or two. He would just be out there. He's a perfect coat. Now this is something else that I'll do. It's like I'll have it, and then I'll have him jump up for it like that. Now it's still tied onto the pole and everything, but when I do it, I'll do it in the yard with him, or any dog that I'm training to do this, and I'll kind of throw it in front of the dog, and then they start lunging, jumping for it like that, sort of. And it helps them pick up on this, like what they're supposed to do. Like, to him, it was just like, see how he's jumping up and getting it? To him, it was no problem retrieving it. He'll retrieve it. But for him to, like, sort of catch it was sort of difficult for him to fathom that, like, it's going to be fun to jump up and get it, In this kind of weather's perfect for this. Like, there's no sun, it's cold. This is where dogs function really good, when it's, like, under 30 degrees. It's low 20s or something, high teens, something like that. But this is where they excel. Remember, the wolf is primarily a nocturnal animal for a reason. So I just keep bouncing it up as much as possible and sort of screwing with them. There's a reason why it's called a tease pole. And I know eventually he is going to grab it out of the air. He'll snatch it out of the air. He'll get it. And then when he does get it, they pick up on it real quick, because it's exciting to me, too, to see the dog catch it. Like, once the dog catches a Frisbee in the air, you're like, oh! And they get it, that it's something that you like. And then they totally get into it. Remember, that they want to please. They want to please. They do. They want to do what's right. It's just that, they're living in a human world, so it's difficult. See how he's jumping up now for it? He's getting it. So if you're going to try this, you might try a wide variety of things. Sometimes I pop it up like that. Sometimes, it depends. Sometimes I'll just spin in a circle and bounce it off of his face, letting him see if he can, like, try and grab it when I'm spinning in a circle. But wait, make no mistake, I'm teasing the dog with it. I'm trying to increase drive. I need him to be able to do this, and it's a sticking point for me. I just know that he can do this, so I'm putting everything I can into, like, getting him to do this. He does the dummy launcher. If he does the dummy launcher, he should be able to do a Frisbee. I know he'll like this. Now, he's going to snatch it out of the air here in about 10 seconds. So this is one thing that I do, is that I do this and then encourage that. But watch this coming up. He's going to snatch it out of the air, I think, right about... Well, he got it there, but he's going to get it again. He's going to get it again. Now he's going to get it, and he starts snatching it out of the air, because the first time that he does it, man, I'm like, oh, that's great, Bow's good boy. But that's it. Then it's all going to be over. I'm not going to say that we're not going to use it. The tease pole. We'll use it again. I'll use it again, maybe a couple more times. He's going to get it here real soon. Watch this. But it's just such a good thing that if you can figure out, he got it, there you go, and I said it like that. And see, once you do that, see, look at his tail, look at him, he knows that he did something good. That's what you get. You do that, you get the dog. Maybe you don't have to use a weave pole or tease pole with your dog, but you throw the Frisbee, and the first time your dog gets it, you're going to be excited too. He's tangled up in the jute, but you'll be excited too, and I swear to God, once they catch it, they're going to be on fire from that point on. It becomes as much of a game as anything for the dog. They love it. It's like, I have a dog, Billy the Hedgehog, that, man, he'll do anything. There, he got it again. See, I love it. I would like, see my hands going up. But I have this dog, Billy the Hedgehog, man, he'll do anything to catch it. I mean, he dives for it. The dog's just, like, totally into it. All of them sort of are like that. My dog, Bruce, like that too. The only dog that really isn't great about catching the Frisbee, but really loves it, is Tonka. And Tonka just looked so cute doing it. I would be using Tonka, but Tonka was sick. There was something wrong with him. Maybe an inner ear problem or something. He caught it again. Bounced off the ground. He caught it in his mouth. See, in the short period, he's caught it in the air several times. That tells me that he's picking this up, and this is going to be great. It's going to be great. He's going to do this. You know, he's definitely going to do it. So, like I said, I'll probably use he almost got it again. See, once they start doing it, once they pick up on that's what you want, you're home free. You're home free. You might not have to use a weed pole, or I keep saying, I got it again. Did you see that? You might not have to use a tease pole with your dog. You might be able to just teach them without, but this might be something that you might want to try. He got it again. See, they just start getting it. I'm telling you, this dog I've always thought could be good at Frisbee. Those poodles have springs in their feet. A lot of times they're really springy. And yeah, like look at that. And the golden retriever, man, they're just really into retrieving. Poodles are into retrieving too. See, I'm suspecting within the next 48 to 36, 48 hours, something like that, I'll get him to catch a Frisbee. That's what I think. Something like that. But if it takes another week, whatever, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. That's the important thing. He's going to do it. Don't ever back away from something just because your dog doesn't want to do it. That's a huge mistake. That'll just cause problems. Make sure and teach the dog what it should like and dislike. Give it direction and be thorough. Be thorough. Look at how he's responding now. He's totally into it. He wants to kill that thing. That's what I want. I want that prey drive increased. That's what I do as a dog trainer, is I manipulate the prey drive. Either up or down, depending on what I want the dog to do. It's a great dog. He's awesome. He gets used to seeing this thing in his peripheral and knows that it's not going to hurt him. This is foam. This is foam and cloth. So this has been, clearly it's been effective, and he's catching the Frisbee out of the air now. So we'll do this for another day or two, and I'm going to get him to catch a Frisbee. Bows, you're a good boy. Yes, he's a good boy. That's real good, Bows. Sit. No, sit. It's a good boy. I don't know if he likes those motorcycles. Those young whippersnappers on their motorcycles. That kid is like in first grade. Insane. I mean, this is a little kid hauling ass. I'd be freaked out if it was my kid. Bowser, what about you if it was one of your puppies? Would you be freaked out? He says yes, he would be too.